Hi there, Facebook world. Welcome to the Tijuana River National Estuary Research Reserve. You're here for Lunchtime Live. If you are tuned in, if you're joining us, we'll see if anyone's here. I'm standing out here behind the, ooh, do you guys see that? Butterfly? I'm Maria, and we're gonna get started here in a couple minutes. Just seeing if anyone's logging in, tuning in to Lunchtime Live. If you're here, you can give a wave. It'd be great to see you. Say hi. I'm standing here among the willow trees. You might remember that from last week. I'm in a different spot. And we do have someone watching. Welcome, whoever you are, to Lunchtime Live at the Tijuana Estuary. I'm Maria. And we have a few visitors. We have a few watchers this noontime. Oh, we got 5 more. All right. Well, our restrooms are closed, but we're here. I'm here, and I'm so happy to be delivering these Lunchtime Lives to our Facebook community, those that are joining us now and those that are tuning in later. I hope everyone can hear me all right. And as we are all still sheltering in place, and the shade here is very welcomed. And we're going to, hi Mark, we're gonna get into who's new in the hood with our very special guest. So I'm going to take the camera off me. Hi Omar. So people just joining us, you're here for who's new in the hood, Lunchtime Live. This is a weekly program we're doing where we share the estuary with our viewers live. And mostly you've been seeing my face, but today we have a special guest, and I will pan over who's with us today. And we're trying this new for the first time. And so we have Robin Booth. You see her there. She is our volunteer coordinator, and you may have seen her at the front desk on Sundays, or possibly been on one of her bird walks. And she's going to share with us today and answer that question, who's new in the hood? So I'm going to pan up a little bit while Robin gets ready to share. I just want to show you real quick where we are again among the willow trees, the arroyo willow we talked about last week. And you can see some shady spot here. And then Robin's getting ready with her microphone. We're going to keep our 6-foot physical distance. All right, take it away, Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin, and today I'll talk about who is new in the hood. We're going to be talking about a bird that wears a mask all the time, and its name is the hooded oriole. So the hooded oriole is one of our springtime migrants. So they have a winter home in South America and Mexico, and in the springtime they migrate up here for a spring home or maybe a vacation. But the males come first to set up their territory, and just like us, after a long flight, here year-round, and then we have 320 birds that fly through here, you know, and stop at the estuary. So that's one of the things that we do here, is try to really keep the estuary as a place that they want to stop. So this is a picture of the hooded oriole. Can you guys see? Look good? Okay, so this is the male. Now the male is bright yellow and, you know, a pretty dark black. And these are called wing bars. He has two.
Let's check your mic.
Is my mic
Just say,
not
hold on
working?
a second.
Hold on a second. Technical difficulties. Okay. Better? Okay.
Try.
So
Ask if it's better.
is this better for everybody? Can you guys see the picture? See me?
Say thumbs up if.
Thumbs up. All right. Well, let me know if it isn't. Thumbs down.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So this is the male hooded oriole. He's bright yellow, vivid, and he's, you know, a bright contrasting black with two wing bars. These are two white wing bars. And just to make things complicated when you go birding, often the females look different. So here is the female. And you can see that she is a paler version. Kind of a softer yellow, softer brownish gray, and her wing bars aren't as distinct. I think the important thing when you start birding is to really look at their beaks. If you notice, I'll back up, stay close. Okay, so if you go birding and you notice, like the sparrows, they have those big fat beaks. That will tell you, beaks will tell you what kind of food they eat and then where you might find them. So sparrows with their big fat beaks, those are for breaking seeds and eating them. Whereas hummingbirds have the long, thin beak for dipping into flowers to get nectar. And insectivores have, you know, they eat insects and they have very pointy tweezer-like beaks for snatching the insects. And if you look at the oriole's beak, you'll see that the oriole has kind of a multi-purpose beak. And that's because he's able to eat a lot of different things. And one of the best places to find the orioles, the hooded orioles, are here in the willows, the riparian area, because there are a lot of insects there, and they're considered insectivores. However, they also have a strong beak for breaking berries, which have seeds inside them. They eat fruit, which also have seeds. They also like nectar, and they're considered nectar robbers. And what that means is that a hummingbird helps pollinate by going inside the flower, but the oriole takes its sharp beak and pokes a hole in the base of the flower and then just drinks the nectar there. So they don't help pollinate. So you may see them in the willows. You may also see them in the coastal sage scrub or even your own backyard. If you don't see them, you might hear them. They're considered, orioles are songbirds. They're also called passerines. But as songbirds, the males sing a lot of different songs. They might sing about that this is their territory, get out, or they might call out a warning, or they might be trying to find a mate, and they make little chattering noises, and they flutter their wings, and they bow, and sometimes they mimic their neighbors. So they're interesting to listen to and also to watch. When they're in the willows, they do a lot of acrobatic foraging. They hang upside down, trying to get maybe a spider off a web. So they're fun to watch. My favorite thing about them, though, is their nests. So when they find a mate, they start a nest, and I'm going to try to show it to you up close. So the nest, their favorite trees for nesting are palm trees, and they also like any other tree that's very fibrous. You can see that their nests aren't made out of sticks, they're fibers. So they like the stringy plants like palm trees or giant birds of paradise. And what's cool about these nests is that they sow them. They actually sow their nest in 3 places. The males will gather all the supplies, but the females are the ones who build it. They take their sharp beak and they poke a hole in there, and they shove the material up, and then they go on the top of the branch, poke another hole, and they go round and round till they've got it stitched in really good, and they do that in 3 places. And the nest itself is a pouch. And so the pouch is thinner at the narrower at the top, and that helps keep predators out and different kinds of pests out. And these nests, they usually put something soft on the inside. And I have a little story because at my house I have hooded orioles, and they come every year, and they nest in my giant bird of paradise. And because I have 3 white rabbits in my yard, they go around and gather up white fur and they put it inside their nest. And I wish I could show you one, but their nests tend to be up really high. And also what's cool about it would be to cut a piece of the branch to go with the nest to show you the sewing. But you know how palm trees and things are, you cut the branch and then they just die and turn brown and curl up, and then it doesn't look cool at all. So I don't have a nest. Now, they don't use their nest again, so it's not the worst thing to take an old dried up nest if there's nothing in there. But these nests take about a week to make, and they are part instinct and part being creative and part practice makes perfect. So they say all over the world, the more practice they have, and then they have these really good nests. They typically have 3 to 7 eggs, and the eggs are small and white, and they're almost kind of a translucent, lavender or blue, and they have a bunch of blotches on them, dark blotches on the fat end of the egg. So they hatch in about 2 weeks, and then the parents take turns feeding the babies until they fledge. Fledging is when babies grow up and they're ready to leave the nest. These hooded orioles are seasonally monogamous, so they stay together all season, and they may have a second brood, a second nest. And then they begin to leave in August. Now sometimes the females and the juveniles, maybe from the second brood, might stay a little bit later and not go home till September. And then they come again next year. So if you want to attract them to your yard, you may have one of those trees. You should look for a nest. If you don't, you may have a hummingbird feeder. They love hummingbird feeders. And if you don't have that, you can slice an orange in half and put grape jelly. Apparently they like to eat that. You have to be very careful with your fruit and nectar and things to keep it fresh, because you don't want them to eat it and get sick. If you don't see one in your yard or your neighborhood, as soon as the park is open, you can come here to the riparian and the coastal sage scrub habitats and look for them. Bring some binoculars because you know how these little passerines are. They're pretty quick.
Do they eat monarch butterflies?
They
Repeat the
probably
question.
do
Repeat the
eat
question.
butterflies. They, you know, most birds will eat whatever they can catch. So we have a lot of mourning cloaks. I have not seen any monarchs, but I've seen about 6 mourning cloaks flying around.
And that's a common yellow throat, the singing.
It is? It may be.
Say Mark.
Yeah, they have that quick chattering.
Yeah.
Mark, thank you, because it's very hard to tune your ear to, you know, hearing birds because they sing so many, each bird sings a number of songs, and that kind of fools you. Probably everybody knows what a crow sounds like, and a seagull, and, you know, doves, so you can learn if you try. So when you guys get back to the park, if you would like to help the birds, one of the things that we do here is we get rid of the non-native and invasive species because when they come here looking for food and a place to nest, they are not looking for those things. They don't eat them, they don't nest with them, they just don't use them at all. So you could feasibly sign up to be a volunteer and do habitat restoration and keep the place really nice for our birds and our animals that depend on this place. So that's my little plug from the volunteer coordinator. We also have different kinds of jobs. There's a few helping research. There's you could learn to be a bird docent or a nature docent and lead walks. You can help Maria with school groups and whatnot. You know, help with the junior rangers. There's lots of different jobs that you could do here.
Okay.
So that's all for today. That's what's new in the hood.
Okay. All right.
Do you have any questions?
I don't know if you guys can. I don't know if you guys can. Yes, please sign up to be a State Parks Foundation Park Champion. Also, yes. So I don't know if you guys can hear me.
I'm gonna pass the speaker.
Robin's gonna give me the microphone really quick to say thank you guys for being patient as we tried something new today. Mark says thank you, Robin. Yes, and yep, thank you, Sonny, and for those of you that tuned in today and being patient with us. We're always learning. We're always trying to mix it up and try something new. And of course, showing birds in a lunchtime live is a little challenging. So if you missed Robin's talk, you can this will be on live stream later, and we'll make sure to caption so that any audio that didn't make it will be scripted, as well as if you got our e-news. If you're not signed up for our e-newsletter, then we will make sure to check that out, and I'll post that as well, where Robin did a very lovely article on who's new in the hood, which we all now know is the hooded oriole. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week for Lunchtime Live. Okay, thank you, Robin.